Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome to the F1 Word and to this week's news roundup. Now coming up, I'll be going over some of the news stories that have been floating around the world of Formula 1 over the last few days, and as ever, you can find timestamps to each of them in the description and pinned in the comment section. First up, and there has been a lot of talk over recent weeks about the futures of both Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen, with some reports earlier in the year claiming that Seb was considering retirement, and rumours even began to swirl in Austria that Max could look elsewhere if Red Bull and Honda couldn't provide him with a winning package. Yet despite Vettel denying the rumours and Verstappen winning in Austria, their futures are still the source of much speculation, with some linking the Dutchman with a move to Ferrari to replace the German. However, speaking to Sky Sports in Austria, Mattia Binotto insisted that the team were happy with their driver lineup and have no intention of trying to snap up Verstappen for 2020. When asked if Max is a driver that interests Ferrari, he stated, "No, certainly not, and I can only confirm what Seb has said. We've got two drivers, we've got contracts in place, and we are very happy. Next season, our lineup is fixed and there are no reasons why we should change. I think things are going well in that respect." Following Verstappen's win in Austria, Christian Horner was also pressed about the rumours of a get-out clause in Max's contract, but branded all of that as pure speculation. The contract between the driver and team will always be confidential, but it's safe to say that every single driver in this pit lane has probably got clauses in their contract. There has been speculation about Max's contract. It is purely speculation. He's very happy in the team, he believes in this project, and days like these only endorse that. I have no doubts about Max. So there we go then, all done and dusted. Ferrari is sticking for 2020 and Max is staying at Red Bull. That's it. And with those quotes from Binotto and Horner, I'm sure that all of the rumours will stop now. Yeah, right. Sticking with Red Bull, and it won't have escaped your notice that Pierre Gasly has had a difficult start to life at the main Red Bull team so far in 2019. The Frenchman has been consistently outpaced by teammate Max Verstappen, and that has led to much speculation about his long-term future with Red Bull. In fact, there are many who believe the team could drop him as early as the summer break. Although the pressure was already building, the speculation ramped up following the Austrian Grand Prix, where Gasly finished the race a full lap down on the Dutchman. However, despite all the silly season talk, Helmut Marko has reiterated that the team has no plans to replace Gasly mid-season and that they won't be thinking about their 2020 driver lineup until the autumn. Pierre works very hard within the team, and that is why he is much more often in the simulator. We have no plans to replace him with another driver. He works with a young engineer, and that doesn't really help either. In addition, he has lost the necessary confidence with the crashes in Barcelona. We have seen a number of strong races from Pierre, and we will work together to pull him out. Thinking about the 2020 lineup, we won't do that until September or October. Team boss Christian Horner has also insisted that they are sticking by Gasly and states that he feels he needs to, quote, Control-Alt-Delete in his head and start again. Moving on, and Mercedes boss Toto Wolff has said that Valtteri Bottas knows what he needs to do in order to keep his seat at Mercedes. It has been a strong start to 2019 for Bottas, but some are still questioning whether or not the team will stand by him, with Esteban Ocon and George Russell both being linked as possible replacements for 2020. Wolff, though, has essentially put the ball in the Finn's court and says that Bottas knows he must perform in order to be kept on. Every Formula 1 driver knows that if he does not deliver the performance, then there is always someone else. Valtteri knows he has to perform, he's in a team where he can win a championship, and he claims he wants to. We saw an incredibly strong Valtteri in this first third of the season. In qualifying, he is actually on par with Lewis, so I think he just has to be aware of the power and strength he has in himself and put that on the track. Toto also went on to defend Bottas' inability, if you like, to keep Max Verstappen at bay during Sunday's race at the Red Bull Ring, insisting that that should not be held against the Finn, as the Mercedes was no match for the Red Bull at the weekend. As the season closes in on the halfway point already, Valtteri finds himself sat second in the Drivers' Championship, 31 points behind teammate and title rival Lewis Hamilton. Next up, and Fernando Alonso has once again said that he is not missing F1 and continues to enjoy racing in other series. As I'm sure you'll all remember, the double world champion left the sport at the end of 2018, stating initially that he was taking a sabbatical. Pretty much as soon as he walked out the door, though, he was being linked with a return for 2020, and when it comes to silly season, that has been a running theme throughout this year so far. But when asked if he missed the sport, the Spaniard took to social media to distance himself from the rumour mill. Not a lot. The chapter I had was better than my most optimistic dreams, and the same motives that made me decide not to continue to be present. Being able to compete and trying to win in other disciplines forces me to rise to a level I didn't have before. Fernando did also have his say on McLaren's season so far and was quick to praise the working outfit's recent upturn in form, describing their results in Austria as fantastic and that it was all part of the plan. That was the plan. The team was, is and will always be strong. A step in the right direction. Hopefully we can consolidate 4th place in the Constructors. Still hopefully more to come. Last 2 races 6th position was 1 lap down to the leader, and that's not good for the sport. So it doesn't look as though Alonso will be back in F1 anytime soon, or possibly not at all, but I'm sure that won't stop the speculation doing the rounds as silly season gets into full swing, so expect him to be linked to just about every team in the pit lane this summer. And finally, it came as a shock to many in Austria when Robert Kubica was voted as the official driver of the day despite a disappointing race which saw him lapped 3 times. However, post-race weekend it was confirmed by FOM, that's Formula 1 management, that there had in fact been a technical glitch which, according to reports, saw fans voting for Verstappen receiving a message thanking them for voting for Kubica. On Tuesday though, FOM confirmed that following an investigation, Max Verstappen was actually the driver who received the most votes and so therefore was the winner. It was a performance that will live long in the memory, so it's perhaps unsurprising that fans voted Max Verstappen the overwhelming driver of the day for his superb victory in Austria. On Sunday, a technical error resulted in Williams' Robert Kubica being declared the winner after he was incorrectly allocated a number of votes. However, following verification, we can reveal that Verstappen scooped 74% of the public vote, with long-time leader Charles Leclerc receiving 11% and Carlos Sainz 7% for his brilliant run from P19 on the grid to P8. I have to say, I was surprised to see Leclerc and Sainz both land such a low percentage, but for me, it's very hard to argue against Max getting such a high number of votes for what was an excellent drive on Sunday. Still though, there are some of you out there who, tongue-in-cheek I'm sure, feel that Robert was robbed. That is it then for this week's news roundup, but don't forget you can let me know your thoughts on any of the stories featured in today's video down in the comment section. Now, I will be back soon with more content as ever, but in the meantime, don't forget that you can follow me over on social media and all of the links you need for that are in the description down below. But as ever, thank you for watching. I've been Sean, this has been the F1 Word, and until next time, goodbye.